What's up, guys? I wanted to make a quick video talk about my experiences flying during COVID-19. I've taken about 5 flights in 2020, and since the prices are very tempting now, I imagine the word's probably gotten around to maybe a lot of you out there and you haven't flown yet, and you may want to know what the experience is like out there on an aircraft right now with the virus going around. So I'll tell you about my different experiences, and then maybe that'll help you out make a judgment whether or not you want to take advantage of some of these good prices out there that the airlines are throwing out, as they are definitely hurting. Hotel prices they're okay. It's hard to say if they're great because I really wasn't checking before this year, but as far as flights are concerned, yeah, prices for flights are really good. So the first one I want to talk about was me going on my Portland trip. You guys saw that back in June. I flew from Santa Ana, which for those of you who don't know, that's in Orange County. Small regional airport there. I flew from there to Portland, direct flight. It was on Alaskan Airlines, and typical setup with TSA and all that. Pretty regular for post 9/11 times. As you may expect, they are requiring that you wear a mask. Alaska was very, how can I say the right word, very cautious in that they were not having people who were not family members not sit next to each other. So the plane was probably at 50-55% capacity on purpose. And then they were even calling people, I believe they were just judging by their last name and calling out the families and trying to group seats based on that. And they were even bumping people who may have, I guess they paid for their seat preference, and then they were kind of reorganizing it that way. That was from Portland to Santa Ana. And then when I was coming back down, that was Santa Ana to Portland. And then once I was coming back down from Oregon back down here to Southern California, it was not a direct flight. I first went from Portland to Seattle, about a 30-minute flight, also with Alaska, since I bought a round-trip ticket. That one was the exact same thing. Very spaced out, very cautious. They were going through the cabin, reminding people, keep the mask over your nose, not just strictly over your mouth. The exception was for when they were giving out the snacks. They said, then that's the one time, it's your time you can have it off, obviously, to enjoy your snack, the drink, and then the pretzels or whatever the hell they gave us throughout there. So I had like a little 30-minute flight, then went from Seattle all the way back down to Orange County here, Santa Ana. Since it was Alaska, still the exact same thing. You were not sitting next to another person. Okay, so it was all separated in that regard. It was a bigger aircraft. I believe it was like 3 and 3, whereas the other one I can't remember exactly how it was, but it wasn't nearly the size. Same thing, spaced out. Now I'm going to tell you my experience when I went from San Diego to Chicago. This was in August 2020. Okay, so 8 weeks apart. I had the round trip ticket with American Airlines. They did not separate people at all. This plane was at 100% capacity from my understanding. They took no caution whatsoever to group people together, keeping people from the same family, household, on the same seat. No regard whatsoever. I mean, I don't even know what they were thinking. I can't even think what was going on through their heads, but it's clear it's like they weren't even thinking as there was any social distancing whatsoever. Of course, you did have to wear the face covering. They were pretty strict about that. I think even I remember that there were some kids on the flight. They weren't enforcing it for them. hard to say what the ages were for those kids. I think typically a lot of times it's going to be for 2 and under. They're not going to mandate it. Or maybe it's like 2 and over. Under 2, they don't require it. But nonetheless, dramatically different experience. So if social distance, let me say this, if social distancing is something that you're really pretty cautious about, I would say call the airline in advance and ask them if they are going to be enforcing it on their flights. Because as you have seen just from my experiences, 2 dramatically different experiences as far as the social distancing goes between 2 different airlines, with only about 7 weeks apart from the time of flight. That's all for now, guys. I definitely will be taking advantage of more of these very great prices on the flights coming up here shortly to get out there and get more of the scratchers. I'm hoping to get to Idaho, Dallas, and Denver in the next couple of months here. I think I just broke 1,000 videos for the channel, so a lot more to go. I'm hoping, big goal for by December 31st of 2021 to have more than 1,500 videos, so that's a lot of work for 2021. A lot of them, actually I may make a whole separate video about what my plans are for 2021. It's going to be a long video talking about the different trips I'm going to be going out there to get the content for you guys. Other than that, please hit the like, subscribe, hit the bell, comment, share. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.